Hello, thank you for joining me today. My name is David Kanamahia, and today we're going to be going over my responsibilities for our Circular Saw project. So I will be acting as the project manager or planner for this project. What this means is that I am in charge of assigning all the different tasks to our different users, making a schedule for my team, and tracking its progress along the way. To do so, I'm going to be taking advantage of the project planning application inside of the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. So let's take a look at that. So here in the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, the first thing we want to do is create a new tab. I'm going to rename this one to be Project Planning. Now to add our application, we can go over to our compass and we will just search for that application. I'll just type in project and there's my project planning app. All I have to do is click and drag it into my workspace, close this, and I'll just maximize it. Now the first thing I want to do is create a new project. I can choose an image for my project. Here I have a circular saw. I'll just give it a title, which is going to be my circular saw project. I can create my project based on existing projects. In this case, I'm going to start it from scratch. I'll just give it a description. And then I'll just go ahead and click on create. Now as soon as I create this, I get the project opened up and I can create a task here by clicking on this plus icon. I can just give the task a name. So for this first one, it's going to be my latch design. Now instead of just clicking on add, I'm actually going to click on add and open. This opens up all the options that I can have for my task. I can give a description that might be helpful to the user that is assigned to this task. I can choose the priority for this task. I'm going to leave it at medium. The maturity state, this still hasn't gotten started, so I'll just leave it to do. The user can change the % complete, and I can give an estimated duration for this task. I'll just put 2 days. And then here at the bottom, we also have a repository for where the users can put in all the files that they create for this task. Now finally, I need to assign this task to a user. I can click on this second tab and just search for Wayne, who is going to be in charge of this task. That assigns it, and then I can just click on save. Now if I jump over to the schedule tab, you can see that the task gets added to the schedule. I can change my view to look a little bit better. Now right from within this schedule view, I can actually add tasks as well by clicking on this plus icon. I'll just choose task and I'll create my second task. This is going to be for Sarah for the handhold design. Give it a description, give it a duration, any assignees. So like I said, this is going to be for Sarah, and click create. And you'll see just like before, it gets added to our little Gantt chart view that we see here in a schedule tab. Now I'm going to create one more for the new base plate design. Now let's say I need to go back in and edit an existing task. I can just double click on it. That will open up the little options dialog. And now let's say I forgot to add an assignee for this. I can just go back in and add it after the fact with no problems. So now I'm going to go through and add the rest of the tasks that I need for this project, like that. Now once we have all of these, let's say you needed to reorder these, you can drag and drop them to the order that you want. In this case, for this latch design documentation, this is going to be complete after the latch design itself. So we can use these little plus icons to say that the start for the latch design documentation begins after the latch design is actually complete. So that's how we can kind of do that. Now for the rest of these, I know that all of my entire design needs to be complete before the render can be done. So I will just add a dependency to all of these so that all of the design components are finished before the 3D render can start. Now for these last two tasks, the BOM, the bill of materials, and release of Circular Saw project will be done after the render. And then finally, the wrap up will be done after the release of the Circular Saw project. So within my schedule view, I can also add any milestones that I may have for my project. In this case, I want to add kind of the due date where all of my design tasks need to be completed by. I'll just give my milestone a date, give it a little description so that everyone can understand it a little bit better. And then won't forget to add the suggested date for it for when this milestone is supposed to happen. I'll do the 16th and click Create. Now, just like before, we can add these dependencies. So all of my design tasks, I'm going to add a dependency for the end of them to this due date milestone that I just created. I can also take a look at these other tabs that I have in my project planning application. If I go over to the Summary tab, I have a bunch of information in here, kind of keep track of where all my tasks are, how I'm doing with my milestones, how many tasks have been completed, how many tasks are kind of out there still to do. If I jump over to my Task tab, I can view all of my tabs at once and kind of what state they are in. Obviously, since we just created them, they're all still in the to-do phase. Now, the great thing about this is that if I need to make any changes to any of these tasks, that's no problem. As an example, let's take this blade removal documentation. Sarah let me know that she might need some more time to complete this task. So I can just double click on this task and I will go down to estimated duration. I'll just change that from 2 days to 5 days. I'll go ahead and click on Save. And you will see that my entire schedule updates around that change to that task. So these are some of the things that we can do as a project planner in the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. This gives me a great way to communicate with the entire team. Everyone can see the schedule and understand where we are in this project. It's flexible enough that I can make quick changes to my plans and have everything update accordingly. And I can get a really great overview of the progress we're making with this project while easily tracking all of the files and models that the team is creating as they are completing these tasks.